Hi everyone, my name is Charlie and it is currently raining, and today I am absolutely knackered. My nan turned 80 on Wednesday, and as such both she and my mother begged off to Llandudno for a little break. They asked me if I wanted to go, and I told them I couldn't have this week off. And so naturally they decided to go themselves, which actually, I'm quite happy about because of what I've been told about where they're staying. Anyway, this meant that I have had to be dog sitting, for my nan has a very anxious dog. Well, he's only anxious when people leave him, because naturally my nan doesn't leave the house much, and so he got used to her always being around. So anytime she leaves, it's like, where's everyone going? Why are you all leaving me? You're never going to return. And so he has very severe separation anxiety. So I stayed with him on Wednesday, obviously, and he spent the entire day just sat on the back of the settee, just whining. Yesterday he'd calmed down enough and spent most of the day sleeping. That was good. And then this morning, I left quietly. He didn't really seem to notice, but as soon as that front door closed, that was it. He started barking, and it's a pain, but usually he wouldn't be left. Well, he's not going to be left for such a length of time because I've had to come to work. But I had to sleep downstairs on the settee, which is fine. It was fine on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, but Thursday night, Friday morning, I didn't go to sleep until nearly 1, and then was up again at 5, because I was very aware of the fact that my nan doesn't have a shower. She only has a bath in that house. And it's had to, I had to take the time to actually fill the thing. And this morning, for the first time in my life, I've been watched bathe by a Jack Russell. I don't recommend it because he's just there questioning what I was doing the entire time, and I was a bit like, this is very awkward, especially having to stop him from getting in the bath with me, because it's like, I'm trying to get clean here. I don't really need you in here as well. I have a sponge. Please just leave me be. So everything I've done for the last 2 days has been followed by a dog. And I found some tips and tricks on the internet to try and calm him down. So I thought, but obviously it's not something that I can put into practice myself, and it's not something my nan can put into practice. So it doesn't really work for us. And my manager has offered to have him and sort him out, but morning, Mr. Magpie, I don't know. I intended to read, but that went out the window when I ended up just being lazy. It wasn't something I planned to do, but then it ended up being something that was a bit welcome, really. I mean, there wasn't much I could do because this dog wouldn't stop whining, so a lot of my attention was focused on this dog to try and get him to maybe calm down a bit. And then I was trying to clean and tidy, and then I ran out of bin bags. I only had one bin bag, and the room I'd decided to try and clear, I think I've got most of the rubbish out of. Sorry, I'm actually knackered. I keep forgetting to look at the camera. I'm just staring off into space because I feel like I could go to sleep at any moment. This is going to be a day of daydreaming, and I have been considering going across to Costa and just being it's £3, and just to wake myself up, because I went to get toast this morning because I brought all of my food from home to have, so meals were fine, and we meant to buy a loaf of bread, and the bread ran out last night, so it wasn't that bad, but there was another loaf there which my nana told me about, this tiger loaf, and I was like, well, that's fine, I'll just cut a bit off that. I got to it this morning and it had gone mouldy, And so that was how my day started. So my day started on a cup of decaffeinated tea, because that's all my grandmother has in her house is decaf tea, and a glass of water. So technically I'm here on an antihistamine, a vitamin D tablet, and a cup of decaf tea. And honestly, I sat up like at 5 o'clock when I got up. There was not UK Border Force, Border Patrol, something. It was on the Australian border control, and I watched it, and it's like the dumbest thing in the world. And I was just there like, I want to see how this goes. Like, I was completely intrigued by this show, and I was like, is this because of how knackered you are? Because my nan's always left the tally on, so I didn't feel comfortable turning that off because I didn't want to change anything for the dog. I know I would have slept better with the dog, not with the dog, slept better with the tally on than the dog, but that's fine. He went and slept for a few moments this morning. But yeah, so I was just sat there, just like completely invested in the show. But like, then there's all these adverts before that, so like I kept getting awoken by teleshopping, and I do not want to buy a Shark £350 Hoover. I don't want that in my life. Anyway, that was just my tale of the last 2 days, and to explain why I'm actually not. I'm kind of dreading work today because I had to drive 16.6 miles to work this morning, which was an extra 8 miles, and I tried like going the country way that I knew is usually quicker, not thinking about all the people who are also going to Manchester from Congleton who will be using the same route as me, because it gets you onto into Macclesfield, it brings you onto the road that I usually get on in a morning. So there's just been a few bad decisions on my part for the last day or so. Yep, so that's me. I'm going to try and make my hair look somewhat presentable. I hope you got something out of this video. I will respond to comments from past videos when I get home tonight. And until next time, that is all.